immigration, colonization, enclavization, all of this coming together in some massive foobar situation where this poor guy, Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shah from Pakistan, the kind of immigrant that you want, served for pretty much his entire life, definitely his entire adult life, in the USA, in the Army. He flew like 600 hours of missions as a helicopter pilot in Afghanistan and such. And he was then a teacher at Old Dominion, and he died because of Mohammed Baylor Jallow, another immigrant who naturalized from Sierra Leone, who was a Virginia Army National Guardsman, though he was never deployed. I think it was like 11 years. This guy was radicalized by listening to a leader from Al Qaeda who died in 2011 from a drone strike that we did, of course. So, yeah, the past catches up to you, it seems. This guy was radicalized by listening to a podcast from some foreign Muslim, and this is what's so freaky to me, is like when you think about just allowing infinite immigrants into your country. I mean, yeah, this guy turned out great. Apparently his cousin is also in the military. Like, he's from Pakistan, and seems to be no issue there. But this other guy lost his damn mind, and he fantasized about doing much worse. I mean, there was 2 shot, and then this guy passed away. But he apparently was, like, glorifying himself as some sort of mass shooter akin to, was it Fort Hood or whatever, which I think 13 people died in. And he like fetishized that, like, oh, I hope I can do that one day. And why? Because he was from Sierra Leone, he moved here, then he decided to naturalize and become a citizen here, not Shah, but the shooter, Jallo, and then he listened to a damn prophet from a country that he wasn't even born in, and that's enough for him. For some people, that's enough. I don't get it. And like, you have these radicals from these other countries, these other mentalities. Like, when you don't think of a Christian and think dangerous, right? Like, you don't see someone wearing a Christian cross around their neck and think, oh, got to be careful of them, right? Like, you shouldn't have to be scared of someone because they might believe in a faith that causes them to scream Allahu Akbar at you and then pull out a gun or something. Like this insane that you have to live like that. That's not normal. It's just not normal that you have to be worried about someone throwing a damn bomb at you. But it's more annoying that the FBI actually caught this dude. They caught him a decade ago. And, I mean, he was donezo. Like, he was caught. And then he stayed in prison for, they gave him 11 years. 11 years for becoming radicalized by ISIS, betraying your nation, and planning to do a mass shooting. And he only got 11 years. And they let him out on good behavior, it seems. They let him out on probation, and the very first thing he did was betray every single one of the promises he made, every single one of the lies that he said about how he's going to turn his life around. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, but this mistake of giving any support to the violent and extreme organization ISIS has been the most devastating one I've ever decided to make in my life. Wow, who would have thought that this guy was lying? Wow, and why did we believe him? Why? Why was he believed by the government? Well, according to a government sentencing memo, Jallo sent gift cards, and that's how he got caught, because he sent gift cards to a guy he thought was part of ISIS, but it was FBI. And the memo states that his life was marked by war, even though he was never deployed as the Virginia National Guard. I don't know what he went through before that, but he wasn't that old. Trauma. I mean, that just means anything these days, doesn't it? Violence? Question mark. Sexual abuse? Question mark. Just ticking all the boxes, it seems. And then significant cultural and familial dislocation. He was a fucking immigrant. He moved to a different country. And then you're going to complain about him having significant cultural and familial dislocation. Did someone force him to move to the USA? And then he's listening to some prophet from Afghanistan. What? How? And then the sentencing memo states that he was bright, capable, hardworking, and a kind man who had a promising future prior to his dalliance with extremism. He should have been executed. 11 years ago, however long it was. And instead, the first thing he did was get a gun with an obliterated serial number, go to one of our military teaching installations, and the only person he managed to kill was a Pakistani immigrant who actually served the country. Like, God, I mean, it's so frustrating. And I do see the irony as well, because the UK is making Pakistan out to be like the single sole bad guy of the immigrant situation, which I don't agree with that. Like, I mean, I don't know the metrics that's going on over there, but I don't think making one group is as your like a country specifically as your enemy is a great idea. This guy, he seemed to be everything that you wanted out of an immigrant. I mean, I don't know like his history, but the dude was in our military since 2003. He came back from his tour and he became a teacher again in a military institution, a university, Old Dominion, and and then this, like, you die once you get home. Once you get home and you're safe. He got back home and then he was assassinated by a fellow American who was also an immigrant because of their radicalization in an invisible entity. And the scariest thing is that what's in their mind is also invisible to everyone else as well. And this particular man, you already knew what he was, and he should have been dealt with by our government, but he wasn't. And now this man is dead as a result of it. 2 others shot, and I'm sure plenty have traumatized by literal terrorism. Not to mention his family, they suffer as well. But you can't know what's inside the heads of random people, and this guy Jallo and any of the other ones who are out there doing this kind of crap as a result of us attacking Iran and killing Khamenei, they are not loyal to America. They are loyal to wherever, I suppose, you have the basis, the capital of Islam. And it's just like I was saying before, like, you don't fear Christians because extremism has been bred out of Christianity. It's been tamed from it. There used to be much more extreme Christianity, and there still is varying degrees of it. I mean, there's like Orthodox, unorthodox, Roman Catholic, evangelist. I mean, there's a Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons, Episcopalian. I don't even know what that means, but I think it's a type of Christianity. There's a bajillion different types of Christianity alone, but you never think about the Christians and think, oh, they're dangerous. No, but when you think about going to the Middle East, you think, well, I'm white, so that's a bad idea. Oh, I'm Christian, that's a bad idea. Oh, I'm a female, that's a bad idea. I'm a young or attractive female, and that's a very bad idea. And there's just no way to know. There's no way to know what's going on inside of someone's head. But here we see that there are many people in the USA, and these are just the people who've done it thus far, let alone what's to come. Many people in the USA who are not loyal to the USA. And even if they're in the military at some point, they're not necessarily loyal. I mean, these people could snap at any moment because of their faith in another country, in another person, in another god. And I don't mean to say that all Muslims are like that. This is an extremist branch of Muslims. I'm aware of this, but it's something you can't really know about someone. And how can you just, I mean, well, you can't. I was going to say, how can you just say, well, Muslims aren't allowed, but you can't. It's just a thought. You can't police thoughts. No matter what you want to do, you can't do it. It's not possible, and it's not moral to do it. But we have this situation where maybe we shouldn't be allowing people to fly to Muslim countries as part of their, like, fun little tourist getaway. It's probably not super safe for them anyway, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to even say about it because, first of all, because it's a very delicate subject. You know, you get canceled for being an Islamophobe or something, and it's not Muslims in general that's the problem. It's this extremist sect that's the problem. But you don't know who's who or who will become one. There's really nothing you can do about it besides condemn it. I don't know. I guess I just wanted to say something about it because it's how twisted it is, and I do have some strong thoughts on immigration. And he's the immigrant you want, you know, not the other one, not the madman, not the lunatic who believes that his faith in an invisible man who lives in the sky justifies him slaughtering anyone he wants, and then he's gonna go to heaven with his 72 virgins or something, right? Like that's the story, and everyone else cheers for him. And it's, how do you deal with Muslim extremisms unless the Muslim world changes? And then what brings change to the Muslim world? Like, we just sit back forever, sit on our hands forever because the Democrats are scared to do anything about it because it's mean, and then they're just there forever as an extremist group, just a constant spawn point of terrorist NPCs who from birth have been brainwashed, coded, hard coded to believe in these Muslim ideals. Like, they don't even get a chance, some of these people. I mean, this Jallo guy did, obviously, from Sierra Leone, living in the USA. He obviously had a chance, but a lot of them who were born and bred, like, they're screwed from the get-go. They never had a chance to be their own person. They have no self-agency. They are just a zealot, like a literal right out of the gateway zealot. They spawned there. So I think the only thing that can really stop it, honestly, is just for the Middle East itself to change. And I don't mean to get rid of Muslims. Obviously, the Jewish people haven't been radicals. The Christian people haven't been radicals. Loads of religions. I can't think of another religion. There probably is one, but I cannot think of any other religion that people are just naturally afraid of. That people think, uh-oh, they're a Muslim. I can't think of any other religion where you are just afraid to hear that, at least to some degree. You know, it's like seeing someone with a facial tattoo, or seeing someone wearing gang paraphernalia or colors or whatever. Like, no, you're not necessarily scared of the person wearing the Hell's Angels jacket, but being around them does represent some form of danger. You might get caught up in something. You might not necessarily be attacked by the person who has a tattoo on their face, but it does make you alarmed. It puts you on your toes, and I don't think it's just not a great way to live. And the problem with Muslims is that you don't know if they're one of the extremists or if they're one of the normal people. I don't know. I'm rambling at this point. I don't know what to say about it. I don't know what to say about it that won't get me canceled. And even then, like, I don't. There's no like magical solution to this problem. So I don't know. Rest in peace, Brendan Shaw. Hopefully, it's all worth it. Thanks for watching. If you feel the same way, please do the YouTube things.